Howdy everyone. Today's video is going to be on the brand new Hisuian Arcanine plus Galarian Zapdos deck. This is a deck that everyone in my group chats has been talking about this morning. This is a deck that T.C.G just did a video on, and this is a deck that won a smaller tournament over on Limitless, and a lot of people are talking about it because it is incredibly fast. It is one of the fastest decks we've ever seen in the Pokemon T.C.G, getting big KOs on as early as the first turn of the game. How does it do that? Well, I'll get into that in a second. First things first, I want to talk about a little bit of Pokemon TCG history. And of course, if you guys like this type of thing, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit that 1K mark so I can monetize this channel. You know what's up. You know what's up. Okay, a little bit of Pokemon history. Hisuian Arcanine V. So the reason a lot of people think this deck might be the truth, it might be the sauce, is because historically there was a deck back in 2010 that was arguably at the time the best deck of the format. And that deck was ZPST, or Zekrom, Pachirisu, Shaman, Tornadus. In that deck, you played Zekrom, which at the time was one of the best attackers in the format. Nowadays, this looks kind of underpowered. I mean, double colorless for 20 damage is not that big of a deal in the current format, but back then there was no EX Pokemon, no GX Pokemon, no Pokemon V, no Pokemon V Max, no Pokemon double tag team, whatever crazy nonsense two prizers there were. It was just regular Pokemon cards like this, and this was the biggest basic around. This guy was able to one-hit KO, I believe, every basic in the format with a plus power, thanks to Bolt Strike hitting for 130 with 1 plus power, and the other biggest Pokemon in the format was Reshiram, so it was just Reshiram and Zekrom at 130 hit points, and this guy was able to take him out, donking them. For those of you who are newer to the game of Pokemon TCG, donking means knocking out your opponent's only Pokemon in play, and thus claiming the victory for yourself. And then, of course, you had to power it up on the first turn of the game using the combination attack of Pachirisu. When you play Pachirisu from your hand, you can attach 2 lightning energy from your hand to Pachirisu. This doesn't count for your attach for turn, so you can still attach a 3rd energy that turn. And then you used Shaman to move those energy onto Zekrom. So ZPST was this huge meta threat back in 2010. ZPST, I believe, won Worlds or something crazy. I don't remember. It won a bunch of big tournaments. It was a great deck. It was really, really solid. It was able to take knockouts on the first turn of the game. But things were a little bit different back then. Things were a little bit different in black and white. First things first, I think you could attack on the first turn back then. I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments below. And second thing, Zekrom was the big dog. And if you missed on your combo turn 1, it was still a great attacker turn 3. Hisuian Arcanine is a little bit different. While it is a big dog in a very literal sense, it doesn't have that same sort of staying power on turn 3 and turn 4 that Zekrom had back then. Additionally, Hisuian Arcanine can't attack unless you get your big combo off because he doesn't have an attack like Zekrom's Outrage, which allows you to counterattack your opponent in case they don't one-shot it straight up. Your opponent's going to have an easy time picking this off with 2-hit KOs if you miss your setup or you brick. So that is a big downside to Hisuian Arcanine that leads me to believe it's maybe not going to be as dominant or as powerful as Zekrom, Pachirisu, Shaman was. And additionally, in the deck, I don't think that there's a secondary attacker off the top of my head in either of the lists that I'll be playing in today's video that can sort of provide that role that Tornadus provided for Zekrom back in the day. However, we have a lot of tools nowadays that make this deck a lot more consistent, and the metagame is a lot more linear today than it was back in the day. I think it's very conceivable that an early Hisuian Arcanine can take down the big dog decks like Lugia. Let's go ahead and get into the deck profiles, and then we'll go ahead and hop into the matches. We're going to just discard this deck list. Get this. I want to delete the... Why is this program so hard to use? All right, we're going to look at the first one. This is the list, or a variation of the list that T.C.G did a video on today. For those of you guys who watch Pokemon videos, you know who that is. If you don't watch Pokemon videos, he's like one of the bigger Pokemon YouTubers or whatever. I'll catch his videos every once in a while, and this is partially where I got the inspiration for this deck list from. This is a list very similar to his list. The only difference is I've added a Pumpkaboo to the deck to help remove Path to the Peak, which is a big meta threat. And I've added, I believe, no, Forest Seal was in that. I added one other card. I think it's just this. I have a foil one here. It looks kind of off. But yeah, I might have added the Luminion as well. This is a pretty good card, I think. Lets you search for a supporter when you need it. And this deck doesn't really care about benching extra 2 prizers because your main attacker's a 2 prizer already. So if your opponent's going to be using their Serena to bring this guy up and KO it, it's probably better for you than if they're just attacking your 2-prizer attacker that has all the energy on it, basically. The way the deck works is you'll use Zapdos to attach 2 fighting energy from your hand to this Pokemon when you play it, and then Arcanine's ability, the Irresistible Force, will allow you to move those fighting energy directly onto him. You want to be able to repeatedly use the same Zapdos or use a different Zapdos thanks to Scoop Up Net or just playing 4 copies of the Zapdos itself to get 4 energy into play on the first turn of the game, ramp them all onto your Arcanine thanks to his Irresistible Force, cut out the middleman of that Shaman that the ZPS deck played, and have a sort of 2 Pokemon combo to get a huge attack on the first turn of the game. It equates to about 210 damage using the Rock Bullet, which knocks out a good majority of the metagame. It isn't quite taking the KO on stuff like Lugia, but if you can get a 3rd Zapdos activation on the first turn of the game, if you have an absolute nut draw, then it is possible. One of the things I like a lot about the Azul GG list is that he is utilizing EXP share to make sure your energy stay in play after your Pokemon is knocked out, and so you can stream attackers much more easily, and you can also get large numbers of energy as the game progresses. I think this is a great adaptation to the list that is from Limitless. This list is fairly straightforward. It plays a full 18 copies of basic fighting energy to guarantee you have enough for your Zapdos to activate consistently. I think the deck is pretty solid. Just from looking at it, there wasn't any major changes besides adding the Luminion and the Pumpkaboo to the main deck that I wanted to make. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other list that won a smaller tournament on Limitless, which I also do want to try out because it is very, very different actually from the Azul GG list. This list focuses a lot more on building up an Arcanine and then having it survive attacks. This is maybe a different sort of approach, but Arcanine does have a pretty high HP stat at 230. That is above the average Pokemon V HP stat. Equipped with a Cape of Toughness, it gets up to 280 hit points, which is the average hit points of a V-Star Pokemon, actually. And then on top of that, if you have Radiant Gardevoir in play, it's taking 20 less damage from your opposing Pokemon V, and then if you equip it with the Stone Energy, it takes 20 less damage from attacks, and yes, this does stack. So you can easily have a 280 hit point Pokemon that is tanking, 40 less damage, 60 less damage from every single attack, maybe turning what would be a 1-hit KO on your Arcanine into a 2-hit KO, or even a 3-hit KO in some circumstances. I do like the concept behind this deck, building up a tank Arcanine, but I could see there being some issues if the opponent is able to knock out your Arcanine and you run out of energy in rebuilding. This deck plays less copies of Zapdos, less copies of Arcanine. It also plays 0 copies of EXP share, so I'm not exactly sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, or if it's just the nature of this build. We're going to go ahead and try out the 2 decks, probably starting with the one that won the tournament, because I think that's the one that people will want to see a little bit more. Ooh, that was a lot to cover. If you guys made it through that, you're champions. You're actual champions. Well done. I'm impressed. I hope we get a donk, because that would be exciting to me. I love when Pokemon decks go crazy fast and have explosive turns like Zapdos, put 6 energy, 5-6 energy into play on the same turn and then go for a big attack. That would be very exciting to me personally. However, there's a lot of stuff in the metagame that could stop us. Would we like to go first? Absolutely. I think you do want to go first with the Arcanine deck. Yes, you don't get to attack on the first turn of the game, but it gives you that extra turn to guarantee that you hit your early Arcanine attack setup, and I think it's just what the deck needs. Looks like we're playing against Inteleon, maybe some sort of Palkia deck, perhaps? They're going to see that we also mulliganed. We started with not the best setup. We have no Zapdos, we have no Ball Search, we have kind of a couple of cantrip cards, but I'm not super excited about them. If we do see an energy off Trekking Shoes, we can mill it, then add it back with Training Court. That might be okay. We can't play Serena on the first turn of the game. There's no reason to bench the Arcanine just yet. Okay, another supporter, not the best. We are going to start off with Trekking Shoes. I think that's the play. Ultra Ball. Do we want this in our hand? Now, this is not a bad choice. I think we do want Ultra Ball in our hand. I think it's actually quite good here. If we Ultra Ball, we can pitch the Serena, pitch the Fighting Energy, go find ourselves a Crobat, play the Training Court, play the Arcanine, play the Gutsy Pickaxe, and then play the Crobat and draw 5. Now that's not bad. That's not bad. I think that that's going to be the move, actually. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a Crobat. Looks like we've prized 1 Crobat, 1 Zapdos, 1 Jirachi, so 3 Pokemon in the prizes. As well as I don't know if this list plays Luminion, but if it does, we've also prized that. We've also prized 1 Cape of Toughness, and it looks like an energy, 2 energy are prized. That's 7 prizes. That doesn't add up. Maybe we don't play Luminion in this list. I don't remember. But it's good to take a look at what's prized and, you know, be aware of that kind of thing. Okay, we're going to bench the other Arcanine here. We are going to play the Gutsy Pickaxe. It is going to reveal a Jirachi. That is going to get added to our hand. That's actually a nice one to add to our hand. We're going to bench that guy real quick. We'll play the Training Court, and then before using the Training Court, we're actually going to play the Crobat, so we draw that additional card. The sequencing here is actually pretty important, in my opinion. It could be. I don't actually know if it's important or whatever. Let's go ahead and play the Trekking Shoes before we get that energy. What is this? If you don't, you will discard it and draw a card. We don't need another Professor's Research. We already got one of those. Another Training Court is not bad. Let's go ahead and Training Court back this energy, and then we will attach it to our Arcanine. Maybe we should play down the Forest Seal Stone as well as the Cape of Toughness. I'm not sure if that's the move, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to play him down. In case we get Marnid, I'm going to play him down. We could also use this right now as an opportunity to go for Zapdos to get this extra energy in play. I'm not really in a rush. I think we can just pass, and then next turn we'll start taking KOs, and hopefully things will progress from there. This is a pretty good setup so far, though. We've got Jirachi, so we can start drawing if we need to. We could have searched for a switch card, maybe. I think that there's no real reason to do that. We didn't need to draw an extra card that turn. There's nothing we're really drawing to, basically. Everything we want, we're going to need to turbo into on the next turn of the game. Here's an Irida from the opponent. This is going to let them search for just about anything they need from their deck. Looks like they're playing Magikarp. How does this work? 30 more damage for each Magikarp and Gyarados in your discard pile. Okay, so they're probably going to be doing some sort of like Magikarp Raging Fin action. They're going to try to bench a lot of Magikarps. I don't understand what the opponent's really doing here, but hey, I respect it. I respect it. Okay, so now we can use this guy. This guy can search for any card from our deck. We're going to do that. We're going to grab probably just going to grab the Zapdos, honestly, and then play it. I don't think there's really any reason to complicate this situation. And then we are going to Professor's Research away our hand and draw 7 new cards. How exciting. Looks like we found a Stone Energy, the first of many, hopefully. We can attach it here. And because all of their Pokemon in play are fairly weak Pokemon, I don't really need to get too greedy in equipping a ton of energy to my guy. I can just sort of like vibe, basically. We could Quick Ball for... We could Quick Ball for a couple of different things, actually. We could grab the Monkey. Is the Monkey in our prizes? I don't remember if the Monkey was prized. I guess we'll find out. Let's go ahead and grab the Monkey. He was prized. Why do I feel like there's more cards prized than should be here? Something isn't adding up right. Let's just grab... Well, Gardevoir's not going to do anything. Let's just grab another Zapdos, I suppose. There was no reason to do that for some reason, I thought. Huh. Interesting. I'm just confused. I'm confused as to what's prized. We're going to find out here in a second when we move all the energy up here and take an Oko. One-hit KO on this little Sobble guy. I'm just trying to think if we should Zapdos again or play the Pickaxe. There's no real reason to do that. I think we should just attack. Nice. Turn 2, 210. Not bad. And our dude is super, built up to tank. He's 280 hit points, and he takes 20 less from attacks, which is going to be nice. Both active Pokemon are now confused. That's a unique card. That's a unique card. We may need to go searching for... What does this guy do? Is this a mill deck? Are they trying to mill me? They're training courting back the energy. I wonder if this is a mill deck. That'd be kind of cool. They're grabbing Drizzle. I guess it would make sense. They've played pretty conservatively with their stuff. And they have the stadium. Yeah, the Glimwood Tangle that allows them to reflip on their attacks. Dangerous. This is a cool concept. They're able to pick up the Drizzle, replay it, go search for another item card. I wonder what you search for here, though. Maybe just another way to get a Gyarados online, but... Professor's Research. That's right, these can search for supporters as well. I always get confused. I always think it's just items, but they can definitely search for stadiums or supporters as well. They're going to research and draw 7 new cards, so that's pretty legit situation. Kind of in a spot here. What does a Cursed Shovel even do? Is it Cursed Shovel? What does it say? Yeah, Cursed Shovel. This Pokemon is knocked out from opponent's attack. Discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. Okay, so they're going to be looking to mill us that way. Serena is not going to be able to bring up any of their bench Pokemon. This might actually be a terrible matchup, considering I've burnt a lot of cards in my deck. If they just happen to flip a ton of heads, that could be really bad. Well, never mind. They're reflipping. They're going to mill 2 cards. It's 2 cards for each heads. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alas, we will be able to knock this out thanks to the switch cards. I think I want to attach an energy to the Crobat. As weird as that sounds. Yeah, in case he gets like catchered up or something. Catcher's not the right word. Bossed. And in case he gets bossed up or Serena'd up. So we can switch card to get our guy unconfused and then just move all the energy onto the Arcanine there. I'm assuming Arcanine can move this card. I'm not sure if he can move the special energy or not. We're going to find out. Okay, let's see. And then I might scoop up this Jirachi. Just because I don't really want it in play. Alright. Irresistible Force. It looks like we can move this strong whatever energy because it provides fighting energy once it's in play. I know you can't attach it with Zapdos because in hand it's considered to be a special fighting energy. But in play it is considered to be a fighting energy. Okay, cool. Let's just take a knockout, I guess. There's nothing really else to say here. We're going to mill 2 cards. We're going to drop down to 21 cards in deck, but they're going to need to get pretty lucky to beat us before we run them out of resources. They don't have another Magikarp in play, so that means they have to bench one this turn. If they don't bench one this turn, then that means they're going yet another turn without milling us, which is nice. This Capacious Bucket is going to grab them an energy so they can use their Wreak Havoc attack. This is actually kind of scary to play against. I think the mill decks are actually pretty well positioned with everyone turboing through their deck. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do another 21 cards. That's like, at least they need, I think, 7 heads in order to beat us before we can beat them. Wait, we have 4 prizes. That means they need to mill 17 cards. No, they need 8 heads. They need 8 heads to beat us before we beat them. 8 heads or 6 heads with one of the Cursed Shovels. This could be pretty close. This could be a pretty close one. We have no way to shuffle cards back into our deck, sadly. So this could be pretty close. Yeah, this is going to be a tight one. As long as they don't bench a Magikarp this turn, we're actually fine. All right, looks like we're not fine. They're probably going to bench double Magikarp here. Yep. Okay. We've got ourselves a game. This is actually pretty tense. Had I known what we were playing against, I maybe could have made a more informed decision. And that's really unfortunate for the opponent because they needed however many heads. I'm going to give them a little sad face and a broken heart. But I am still, at the end of the day, just going to attach my energy and hit for a million. So, I mean, you play coin flip decks, sometimes you're going to flip tails. It's just the nature of it. They could have a crazy turn still and flip 5 heads or whatever and beat us, but they probably aren't going to, if I'm going to be real. The Cursed Shovels are adding up, though. That's the 3rd one, I believe. This is going to be able to find a Gyarados. Yeah, they're going to need an insane string of heads, which is not impossible. I'll say it. It's not impossible. Capture energy, fantastic in these types of decks. Lets you streamline Pokemon while also hitting the energy. What does this do? Search for 2 trainers? Okay, that's pretty good too. What sort of trainers are they going to search for? They've got to have a mill trainer. They've got to have that card that's like, look at your opponent's top 5 cards or whatever, mill all the items. Nope, apparently not. Just Nessa and Cursed Shovel. This should let them reanimate all of their Gyarados items and water energy sort of stuff to their hand. Pretty good card in this deck. There's the next Gyarados. Oh my gosh, they are so unlucky. Okay. 2 heads. That's a little bit frightening. A little bit frightening. Okay. Definitely don't want to play any of these cards. I think we just attack. Keep it a buck. We're going to mill 2 more cards. We need to dodge like 5 heads in the next... 4 heads even, because they have the shovel. Dang. We might lose this game to mill. We got set up quick, but we just couldn't take the prizes as fast as we needed to, and we had to burn through a lot of cards in our deck to get going, so... Well, we didn't have to. I probably could have been a little bit more conservative about it. This is one of those now you know sort of situations. This is one of those you learn this lesson once, and you learn it the hard way. We're probably going to lose this game, now that I'm thinking about it, because we knock this out, we mill 2 more, we draw a card. That puts us to 8 cards. They just need 4 heads. And 4 heads in the next 2 turns is totally doable. Like, that's not unrealistic. We need to get either very lucky or, honestly, I don't even know. I don't even know what we could do here to possibly win. Other than just getting lucky, more or less. I'm going to stick to the game plan. Just knock out the Gyarados in front of me. Don't really have any other plays. And don't want to play any of these other cards because in the case that, you know, they don't work out. Oh no. Okay, that's 2 of the 4 heads that they need. This is going to be a really, really close game. I need to get super lucky next turn. I need to get super lucky. Okay, let's go ahead and commit the energy to the Crobat again. And then just go for the Rock Bullet. Oh man. Okay, we're dropping to 4 cards in deck. This is really scary. We need to get super lucky. We need them to dodge 2 heads. We need them to get just 1 heads. And we need them to get it twice because they have the Reflip Stadium. Can we do it? Okay. That was 1 time. Let's go. Oh my gosh, that was so exciting. That was really exciting, actually. That gave me like a little bit of a gambler's rush. I do feel bad for the opponent. I think they played that game exceptionally well, and I think we played it a little bit shaky, but we are able to take it over Mill. That was something. We got set up pretty quick, and why is it so loud? Sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Yeah, we got it set up pretty quick. We were able to take some KOs, some pretty big attacks there, hitting for a ton of damage, potentially even hitting for a bunch. I actually really like the way our deck got set up. I kind of want to play against something that deals actual damage now with the Limitless version before we switch over to the T.C.G version. I just want to see how that Cape of Toughness and that, what is it, the Strong Energy? What is it? Not Strong Energy. It's like Stone Energy. I think it's the Stone Fighting Energy. I want to see how those cards do against a deck that deals actual damage before we switch over. Because I think, you know, let's be real. Those are the cards we're trying to test. Those are the cards we're trying to see if those are worth including or not. Okay, we got a game against Poncho. Poncho's got the Bidoof deck box. That's kind of terrifying. Usually the most gangster duelists have the Bidoof deck box. That's like the hardest deck box known to man. Would I like to go first? Absolutely. Absolutely, I would like to go first. Okay, what have we got? Ooh, this hand is good. This hand is good. All it needs is a supporter, and this hand is cash money. Looks like our opponent's playing... I think this is Zoroark. This is a scary deck. The Zoroark deck is very, very scary, but we do have a fast start, so we'll play the Zapdos, and we'll attach the 2 energy. Now, there's no real reason to Trekking Shoes quite yet. Or is there? I think we just move the energy up and vibe out. Yeah. Unless we want to hit... We're trying to hit Crobat. You know what? Alright. Let's try and hit Crobat. Okay. Attached Return's not bad either. We will take that. Let's fire off this Trekking Shoes. Is this a card we want in our hand? This will guarantee us the attack next turn. It will guarantee us an attack next turn. I think it's worth keeping just because it's safe. And we could very easily miss and hit like a random scoop up net or something next turn and not have an attack on turn 2, which would be a bit of a risk. And I'm going to actually attach the Fighting Energy because I know that there are some cards that punish the Stone Fighting Energy on the first turn of the game, and I also know that the Zoroark deck cannot actually attack me on the first turn of the game. So we're just going to do that and pass. I think we're just chilling out today. Chilling, vibing, all of that stuff. Now, we don't have Boss's Orders in this list. I have added Serena instead of Boss's Orders, which is going to be a bit of a spin. That's not going to work out so well for us against Zoroark specifically. But such is life. You add cards for the metagame, and then you get paired against something that's sort of anti-meta, and all of a sudden you're kind of getting messed up. They did just attack and pass, so I'm liking my odds. Nice. We would have actually missed, so it is a good thing we did keep the energy on top. Makes me a happy camper. Let's go for the KO. Boom. We do risk losing this Arcanine, I think. Crobat's a good draw, though. Crobat's a good draw. We do risk losing this, and all of a sudden, the deck is kind of falling apart. The second this guy goes, I think they can actually knock this guy out pretty easily. I'm not exactly certain what Pokemon does it through the Stone Energy, but I'm pretty sure they can put together something that deals 250. They're going to discard Manaphy, draw 2. Yeah, Manaphy's not going to do anything against our deck, so solid discard from them. Not the best discard because it's not something Zoroark can tag into effectively, but I'm sure they can find other ways in their huge hand to discard Pokemon to get the Zoroark toolbox going. The way their deck works is Zoroark can tag into stage 1 Pokemon from your discard pile, so it's sort of a reverse toolbox. You try to search for specific attackers and specific matchups and then put them in your discard pile, and then use Zoroark to tag into them and then attack using those Pokemon in the matchups where they are the strongest. One of the biggest parts about that deck is it does have comeback factor, and it's also a single prizer deck. So it's pretty difficult for decks like our deck, which is like sort of these bigger 2-hit KO decks, or not 2-hit KO decks, 2-prizer decks, which aim to take advantage of the sort of clunkier V-Star decks. It's a pretty bad matchup for our deck, I think, actually, if they are able to get set up. That being said, it might be a little difficult. Zoroark, Hisuian Zoroark is going to be their play of choice here. That's not going to do it, thankfully, because we do have the switch card. So we'll be able to switch to remedy that. And they also attached to the Zoroark before using the ability. I don't really understand that. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I am going to use the switch card, just because I want to empty my hand a little bit for the Zapdos, and I think it'll offset whatever math they have that's sort of, doing the thing. The question is, do I want to scoop up net and switch card again? I think I do. I think I just want new cards. And I don't think the switch card is getting any better. So we'll bench a Zapdos, and then we'll switch card again. Thankfully, the Zapdos has free retreat, so we'll be able to retreat into the Arcanine when we are ready to attack. I'm going to play the Crobat and draw 5 cards. I think drawing 5 gives us the best opportunities to set up some good stuff. And it looks like it did. So the best way to do this hand is probably Quick Ball, pitching Ultra Ball, Quick Ball, pitching Ultra Ball. Okay. Quick Ball, pitching Ultra Ball is going to go find us probably just another Arcanine. I want to get some other energies in play, and I want to diversify my threats. We can take a look at what's prized. Looks like we've prized, again, some number of energy. 1 energy. I'm not sure what else we've prized just from glancing. A pickaxe, I believe, is prized. Our monkey is prized again. The monkey would have been a great draw, but alas, here we are. Okay, we'll play that guy down. Is there anything else I want a quick ball for? I don't really know. We'll find out, I guess. Maybe Jirachi? Sure. We'll grab a Jirachi. This might be useful. I'm not sure. It could be. Who knows? We'll play it down. We'll use Professor's Research. Discard the Zapdos. Draw 7 new cards. That's a Stone Fighting Energy. That's going to be really good for us. I'm going to attach that to the Arcanine. I am going to Trekking Shoes because I do want to hit a Giant Cape if possible. Would I like to put this card in my hand? Sure. That's another redraw. We'll play it again. Would I like to put this card in my hand and draw a card? Dang. That's tough. I don't think so. No. I think we'd rather draw into a cape. Another Trekking Shoes. Let's keep it coming. Do I want to draw this Stone Fighting Energy? Sure. I'll draw it. Whatever. We'll go ahead and retreat. We didn't hit the Cape of Toughness, unfortunately, but here we are. Taking a KO on the Zoroark. Putting the opponent really far behind with their strategy, and I don't think there's really any way they can come back into this. Even if they are able to get a couple of Zoroarks benched this turn and get set up, they are still 2 prizes behind in a deck that's not going to be able to one-hit KO the Hisuian Arcanine very easily. We did burn both our switch cards, so they could have used that Hisuian Zoroark, but they were still 2 turns away from doing that, and it gives me an extra turn to attack with it because the attack is so slow. It's like, it just gives me way too much time to set up a secondary attacker, so that was a pretty easy one. Okay, next game. I'm liking it. We're actually going to switch over and try out the Azul GG list. That game, I did notice there was a moment of weakness. If our Arcanine had gotten KO'd when it had 4 energies on it, we could have actually collapsed very easily. So there was a moment of weakness. With the Azul GG list, I am looking to set up the EXP shares as early as possible. Would I like to go first? Absolutely. I would like to go first. Is this the same guy? He's also got a Bidoof deck box. That's terrifying. Or is just everyone out here threatening the Bidoof? I don't even remember. I gotta start reading people's usernames. I just look at their deck box. Okay, we mulligan once. Such is life. But we did hit an Arcanine, and our opening hand actually looks really good. It looks really, really good. Wow. Okay. What's the move, bro? What's the move? So we can Ultra Ball, pitch Ultra Ball, and Scoop Up Net. Go Zapdos. Zapdos, put 2 energy, put a 3rd energy on the Arcanine, and like start getting wild that way. I'm down to do it because maybe this deck's playing Empoleon. I don't know. I don't know if there's a Radiant Charizard deck that plays Empoleon, but I'm down to try this out. I think this is probably our best move. We'll go ahead and grab the Zapdos. Let's also check what's prized. This game, we prize a Zapdos. We are playing 4 in this list. Did we prize a Crobat? We did prize a Crobat. So that's 2 of our prizes. Looks like we prized a couple energy. No, just 1 energy. Is that it? I can't even tell. Honestly, I can't even tell what we prized. I'm sure there's something else, but obviously there's 6 cards. This is why I shouldn't even bother checking my prizes. I'm not gonna know. Let's be real. I'm not gonna know. I don't memorize deck lists like that. That's hard. That's a tough skill. That's a pro player skill right there. Okay, we gotta pass. Because we can't support her on the first turn of the game. We can do it next turn though, so I'm big chilling. You know what would be a great draw actually would be Crobat. Either off of the Professor's Research or before we Professor's Research would be a great draw. They're going to attach a Choice Belt to the Radiant Charizard. They're maybe trying to empty their hands to go for a big draw spell here. And emptying with the Choice Belt is the way to go. We are able to one-hit KO this Charizard on the next turn if we so choose. Lost Vacuum's good to know about. Manaphy. So this is probably Lost Box. No, it's Lugia. What? That's terrifying. I don't want to play against this. This sounds terrifying. Oh, and they have Marnie too? Wow, that is really bad for us. Oh, no. Well, it's a good thing we got this guy set up, because if they are on Path to the Peak, it's going to be pretty tough for us. All right. So, issue number one, this guy resists fighting. So even if we are a bajillion energy onto him, how's this going to work? Oh, this is going to be tough. We can scoop up net, Zapdos, quick ball into Crobat, and try to hit a Serena to knock this out. I think. How does that, is that how it adds up? 240 minus 30. We'd still need to hit an attach too. So we need to hit Serena plus an attach. But I think that that's the play, because if we do it, then we just win. And if we could win this game, I'd be so happy. I'm just saying. I'm putting that out there in the universe. I'm manifesting right now. All right, let's see. So we grab the Crobat. Because if we just go Luminion and grab Serena, it's not enough damage as of right now. We need to hit another energy on top of hitting a Serena. We can also hit a Quick Ball energy. There's a lot of combinations of 6 cards that actually do get us this KO. So I'm pretty hopeful. We are going to try it. All right, draw 6 new cards. Boom, baby. That's huge. Okay, we got the Arcanine down here. We got the energy. So that's going to be energy number 4, 5, 6. That's 180 plus 90 is 270. Minus 30 is 240. That's going to be able to KO the Lugia and just put us so far ahead. And this is the strength of this deck. This is why everyone is talking about this deck right now. And this is actually probably why I kind of prefer, if I'm going to be honest, I kind of prefer the list from Azul here. I kind of prefer his list because I think it's just a little bit more consistent at hitting this KO. And I think it's a little bit more consistent at putting out huge bits of damage. And it just does what the deck wants to do a little bit more effectively. When the opponent starts a little bit slower here, they're forced to use Marnie. They only draw 5 cards. They don't hit the second Lugia to bench. It does put them in kind of a dangerous spot. Now, we have overcommitted to this threat, but the Lugia V-Star deck is very slow to act if they don't get the V-Star into the Archeops ASAP. And they're at least 2 turns away from that happening, and we are able to take a donk. That is insane. That was such a good game. We hit everything we needed to hit. They fumbled just slightly, and we were able to take advantage of it, and that's the strength of the Arcanine deck. And that was the strength of the ZPST deck back in the day, too. This deck is sick. We're going to get another game with the Azul GG list, maybe bounce back a little bit, do a few more, and then call it a day. Maybe open that pack of Lost Origins to wrap up this video. I'm pretty high on this deck. I actually think it's really good. I think it's very, very slept on. It's one of those decks that, like, when it comes out, people are like, oh, that's a meme. And then, like, they lose to it a couple times, and they're like, oh, maybe there's something here. Maybe there's actually something here. This might be a deck that I actually build in paper. I'm very excited. I might do a paper deck profile here soon. Also, another video I'm planning on doing is with my boy, the Rare Hunter. We've each bought a booster box of Silver Tempest. We are going to be doing a box battle where we both open a booster box and then face off against each other in a head-to-head battle where we draft decks from our respective booster boxes and see who has a better deck. It should be a lot of fun. I'm excited to do that video. It's coming up fairly soon as we get the boxes, more or less. This is a very scary deck. This is like the equivalent of Exodia if you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Once they set up all of their Regigigas Pokemon in play, or Regi Pokemon in play, they can attach 3 energies from their discard pile to one of their Pokemon, and they have a bunch of great attackers. This might be a terrible matchup for us. I'm going to be real. This might be a terrible, terrible matchup for us. We need turn 1 KOs for anything to happen here, anything realistic. I think we go Training Court, Arcanine, EXP Share, Professor's Research. I think that's the plan. We might need to use the Training Court here. Alright, so we can Quick Ball for Zapdos. But that's not going to be enough. How much of our hand can we empty? I wish there was a thinking one. I'll give him a surprise face. That's not going to be enough to get the turn 2 attack, unfortunately. We just drew a couple too many supporters. If we had another Ball Search, this hand would be great. Unfortunate. Okay, we can bench. We can do some stuff. we can do some stuff. It's pretty... I don't know. We'll go ahead and quick ball. We're going to find Crobat and risk it, because I think that's the best move. It's either that or we go Gren and then redraw. I'm not sure if it's better. I guess Gren is a little bit more safe. We don't have to burn our whole hand to play the Gren. Okay, let's try Gren concealed cards, pitching a fighting energy. See where that gets us. Nowhere. Awesome. Let's scoop up the Gren and try again. This is not a good look. Oh no, this is not a good look. Okay, Ultra Ball's a start. That can get us to Crobat. Which, alright, we'll take it. Pitch Serena, pitch Luminion, go get Crobat. I am gonna attach here. Switch into this guy. Unfortunately, we have the one with the EXP share in the active, but I just need to guarantee I get an attack this turn, because it's the only way we're even remotely staying in this game. I have to attach here, and I do have to Crobat for the full amount. Oh my gosh. Okay. We can scoop up net the Radiant Greninja, but we are going to lose our EXP share, which is really bad. And we do need to hit a Zapdos, or else this is gonna get bad quick. Thank goodness we hit a Zapdos. Okay, cool, perfect. We are able to Zapdos, attach to energy, and take the knockout. That was really dangerously close. We almost missed there. I do want to use the Training Court, add back one of these energies to our hands. We'll go ahead and move the energy onto Arcanine, thanks to the Irresistible Force. And then we will scoop up net the Zapdos, and then play that guy down again. Smack the 2 energy into play, and then move them up onto the Arcanine. That was really scary close. We got it on the last possible second there. Thankfully, we had the line, but wow, that was scary. Maybe I shouldn't have moved that last energy. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move one of these energy onto this guy, just to be a little bit safer, actually, because if he gets knocked out, then I'm going to feel pretty silly about putting that extra energy there for no reason. Okay, let's attack this for weakness. 420 damage. Nice meme. Nice meme. Ooh, and we got the Forest Steel Stone. This is actually going to be big for us, I think. That's for sure going to be big for us. They've got the Regidrago in the active. They've got the Aurora Energy in play. They pitched a Professor's Research, which means that they have an extra draw supporter. There's the Path to the Peak. That's scary. That card's a problem. Thankfully, Forest Steel Stone does work under Path to the Peak. People told me that in the Mew Max video, so we should be able to get out of it somehow. Maybe, possibly, miraculously, we should be able to search for another Training Court. So that was my number one concern. It looks like they've stalled a little bit on the setup, which is fantastic for us as well. Now the question is, what do we want to do with the rest of our turn? I think we for sure want to get this guy down, and it doesn't really matter where we attach it. I think here's probably fine. Oh, it's bugged. I can't use it. Oh my gosh. So the way this is ruled in paper is I should be able to use the Forest Steel Stone. But as it stands right now, it's bugged. So I'm going to be forced to Serena and discard and draw until I have 5, which is fine. I mean, all things considered, it's fine. Unfortunately, Path to Peak does lock Radiant Greninja because it also does have a rule box, and thankfully we did hit the Training Court, so we take those. We'll go ahead and Training Court, bring back Fighting Energy. I am, at this moment in time, going to probably just attach to the other Arcanine, and I am going to go search for... I'm going to Star Alchemy. Go search for another Training Court, question mark? Okay, it looks like we don't have that in our deck. I'll grab an EXP share. I think that's the move. I'll grab an EXP share, and we'll put this on the Zapdos, question mark? Sure. We'll put it on the Zapdos. I don't know. I think at this point... Are we going to need this Arcanine? I don't think so. I think we can pitch this Arcanine. I think the other cards in our hand are better than the Arcanine. We have another Arcanine left in our deck. I want to grab another Zapdos right now. And then just get this energy in play. That might be kind of silly, but... Now we have 2 attackers. And we should be good to sort of take over this game, provided they continue to brick. I'm not sure if they're going to continue to brick, because their deck is super consistent. But if they do, we're looking pretty good here. We're looking pretty good. I wish that the EXP share was on the bench one, but it's fine. You know, I guess we'll take it. It's probably okay. Ordinary Rod going to shuffle back 2 of their Reggie Pokemon. They have not been able to get a setup very easily here. They can Quick Ball. That's going to get them the 5th name, but they still need the 6th. They still need, I think, Registeel before they can do anything. Scoop Up Net. That's going to move the Regieleki out of the active. They can then use the Regidrago draw ability to draw 2 more cards. They found an energy, capture energy, and that's going to get them the name. Okay, so from this point, they can use the Regigigas, but what can they attack with? Looks like they're just going to be attacking with the Regidrago. But that's fine. I mean, that's a 2-hit KO. We take those, really. We can add back an energy now. Go ahead and just attach that to our next Arcanine. Should we retreat? Probably not. We probably just... I don't know, actually. If we retreat, it does deny them a lot. So if we take a KO now, we take a KO then. I think we just win if we continue on this path. We take a KO now. Maybe not. This is tense, actually. Whatever. Let's just try it. Let's just try it. Let's just try it. I think we win if we continue on this path. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. The Drapion, a little silly in this matchup. It's usually there for Mew. They're going to promote this guy. What does this guy do? I don't even know what this does. They need a Drago in order to make anything happen. They're going to Ordinary Rod back their Drago and their Regigigas. But if they don't find another Drago, then they're not able to play. They've got 2 draws off the speed energy. That's a pretty good one. And it looks like they were able to find the Regidrago. Okay, cool. So they can attach to the Regirock, which makes sense. I mean, that's just their next attacker that they're going to promote. They probably promoted this because they have another one. We're going to grab one of these because of the EXP share. I can promote the Galarian Zapdos here. I do want to find... the last Arcanine if possible. And I don't think we need to Zapdos ever again. So I'm going to discard all 3 and then draw 4 new cards. Beautiful. We found Ultra Ball, which is going to pitch probably just research. Research energy is fine. We'll go grab our last Arcanine. Add it to our hands. We can bench him. We can Training Core back in energy. Attach that energy to the Arcanine. Arcanine, move that energy onto him. So now we're set up to just have all of our attackers, and they need to kill through 2 of these guys to really make anything happen. I don't know if they can do that. They could, maybe. They could. What's the Lucky guy do? 40-40. That's not going to be good enough, I don't think. I think we're just too far ahead because our deck was too fast and they missed like 1 turn of setup. I could be wrong, though. They might have a comeback card that I'm not aware of. I think Marnie Path and we just miss on energies and they KO this Arcanine somehow. That could be bad. Well, there's step 1 of that. Even then, though, we have Pumpkaboo to knock out the path. There's the Regirock. They did need that in order to power up. There's the Marnie. Okay. Expected. expected. Never mind. So we've got Marnie Path. We could miss on energies and just kind of lose. We do need to hit 2 energy. Oh, okay. We should be okay. I think we should be okay to win this one. I'm not sure, though. They have 2 turns to attack. So they get 1 attack this turn and 1 attack next turn. I wonder if having the stone energy in this matchup would help. I wonder. It might. I don't know. I really don't. Alright. Let's just keep it simple. Knockout. They're probably thinking of bringing one of these up and then hitting this and then maybe sniping around. I don't know, actually. I don't know what their plan is. I literally don't know what their plan is. They have to have another Marnie here, and I think we just have enough energy in the deck to where we will hit one or we'll hit a Professor's Research and be able to win the game. So I think they were just behind too much and they weren't able to come back. And that's the strength of the Arcanine V deck as well. In this metagame, there's not a lot of comeback cards. There's not a lot of ways to come back into the game. Once you're behind 1 or 2 prizes, it becomes very, very difficult, especially if the decks are able to streamline attackers like this. I think it's a legit strat. I think it's a very legit strat, especially because the weakness is grass. What grass Pokemon are seeing play right now? There's none. There's no grass Pokemon that are seeing play. And if there are, I mean, like, they're really off meta, you know? So you're probably not going to see them that often. Yep. Looks like we're able to take this. Dang, this has been a good match. That was pretty exciting. We take those. We take those dubs. Ultra Ball. Let's put him out of his misery. Boom, boom. Rock Bullet. 2 million damage. GG. Well played. Arcanine best deck, baby. Ooh, nice victory. Nice victory. We're racking up a pretty big win streak here with Arcanine, actually. This deck's kind of based. Ooh, damage dealt. 1,680 damage. Ooh, relax, Arcanine. Relax. Relax. We're about to win this sweet little Mew promo. I think we're going to grab one more game, and I think I am going to play the Limitless version again. I think the Mill deck was not the best example, so I want to get to test this against maybe, I don't know, Lugia maybe would be kind of nice. We got to test the Azul GG version against the Lugia deck, so I think it'd be pretty cool if we got to test the tank version against Lugia. I wonder if those energies, those Cape of Toughness, if they matter enough in this matchup or not. We finally lost the coin flip. Won a ton of coin flips this episode. And our start is pretty bad. This might be the end of our run, folks. This might be the end of it. Yeah, we might be done here. Ooh, that's cool. The Trainer's Gallery Crobat. This card is sweet. Speaking of which, Crobat is my favorite Pokemon. I mentioned Zubat being the cutest Pokemon in the Mew video, and that is because I am extremely biased. I do love Crobat. Crobat's my favorite Pokemon of all time. Looks like they're playing Arceus. This is a deck we should beat up on, theoretically, because we hit for weakness. But our hand does nothing. So, I don't know. Ooh, if that was the Radiant Greninja, this would be a different game. Alas. Well, their deck is pretty slow. Maybe we can get some cheese. Can I attach this to Gardevoir? I think I can. I'll do it. Why not? And we'll just pass. We're not in a great spot, though. I'll be real. We're not in a great spot. We need, like, a draw supporter. We need quite a bit to go. But if we do hit that gasoline, I mean, it's cooking time. What does this garbage do? Oh, this locks me out of the game. This could be a problem. Yeah, this guy could be a problem. I think we're screwed. I think we need specifically Quick Ball into full setup, into Serena, into Oko on the Flying Pikachu, or we straight up lose immediately. I think that's the only way we're winning this game. Although, they did bench double Arceus Crobat, so we could just ignore the Pikachu. Maybe. I don't know, actually. They also haven't attached an energy yet, which is kind of wild. Obviously, they can this turn, but that's unfortunate. That's also unfortunate. Alas. There's their first energy. They can retreat, and they can get the Trinity charge set up. Oh, man, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. If I win this game, Arcanine's actually a goated deck. And if I don't win this game, Arcanine's still legit, but maybe it can break. As can all decks, apparently. I feel like the RNG on PTCGO, the second you start getting a win streak, it just screws you. It just says, enough of you. Enough of that. You don't get to win this game. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be the case. We're going to go out in style. We're going to go ahead and pick up both our Pokemon. And that's going to be that. Yes. Well done. Well done. They defeated us handily. Let's go ahead and open that pack and call it a video. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of the video, guys. You're the real ones. You guys are the real heads, the real Arcanine heads out here trying to figure out the hidden strats. Let's crack that pack that we got. Lost Origin. Okay. One time. Rainbow Giratina for the fans. Rainbow Giratina, the rarest card in the set. I want to pull it one time. I know I'm capable of doing it. I know I'm capable of getting the Rainbow Giratina here live on camera. Ooh, I can feel it. I can feel the Rainbow Giratina. Okay. Okay, Trainer's Gallery Gallade. Okay, here it comes. Here it comes. Here comes Rainbow Giratina. Oh, wow. Full art. Volo. I've never seen this card in my life, but dang, he's got drip. He's got that ancient grease drip. Okay. Smash like, subscribe. See you guys in the next vid. Peace.